Hello everyone and welcome to Rob's Rogues, and today we're taking a look at the Green Arrow from the Justice League DC Comics New 52. This is made, of course, by DC Collectibles, who brought us the first 7 figures from the Justice League, and he was announced early on at some of the comic book conventions where they were showing the 7-pack of the We Can Be Heroes, and they were announcing that Green Arrow is going to be the first new figure to come out after the main 7 figures were released, and we're getting more and more figures being told to us as time goes by of who they're all going to be releasing. So I think that's going to be really cool to have some new 52 sculpted figures of some of our favorite heroes and villains. I think the Joker from the New 52 with his leather face being cut off in his Joe Garage outfit is going to be coming out very soon as well. Green Arrow's always been one of my favorite heroes, and I was really glad to see him get a figure treatment in the New 52. His comic in the New 52 did not start out very well, but it is now picking up a lot of steam and a lot of speed, so I would definitely go check that out again. I think Green Arrow is finally getting the start that he probably should have to begin with. We can take a look at the box. It's very much the same as the box that we have been receiving. We'll kind of slide him out of the way here just a little bit. From the Justice League, you can see this silhouette inside of all of the 7 figures in here. Of course, we got the nice little panel pullback here that they've been doing so well. And we have a nice silhouette here of Green Arrow, which I think is really cool to finally see a silhouette of somebody else other than the other 7 figures. So I think that's going to be cool, hopefully, as this line continues of what all these silhouettes will look like. And I mentioned the Joker. I don't know if we'll get a Joker silhouette or if they will try and do just heroes or kind of what that might look like, but we'll have to kind of see. We have a side shot here of the figure, and it's sculpted by Jack Matthews, who has done the sculpting so far on all of these figures. And we see basically the same write-up that has been read for the other figures. If you've seen other people's box reviews for other figures, but the first line is a little different. It says, comic superstars Jeff Johns and Jim Lee make history. It says the Green Arrow takes aim against injustice in the new action figure straight from the pages of DC Comics, the New 52. Does a renegade like Oliver Queen really belong in the Justice League? So that's a little bit of a different read-up. Most of the other figures all have the same write-up. It says collect them all. This is kind of a little misleading. This Superman is a single-carded Superman, which now the 7-pack Superman, you can get him now as a single-carded figure. They just made an announcement for that, and I believe I've seen somebody actually review this as a single-carded figure as opposed to the whole 7-pack. And another new figure coming out is the Simon Baz Green Lantern figure. So he is somebody that has kind of replaced Hal Jordan right at the moment, as the Hal Jordan character is kind of lost and is in limbo due to the whole Third Army storyline that is going on right now. And of course you can see the other 7 figures here that are already currently released. So the Justice League is growing in size. Let's bring back our subject here. It's a very, very cool figure. I absolutely love this figure, and it's been fun reviewing all 7 of these figures and seeing, which one is slowly becoming my favorite. And I gotta tell you, maybe just having it, really close to my birthday makes me really like this figure. I've always liked Green Arrow, but his sculpt is just amazing. Yes, he's missing the goatee, and I do have my DCUC figure here. So he's supposed to be a little bit younger, but I do very much like this figure quite a bit. He does have a little bit of a I don't know exactly what that is on his pants there, so we will just ignore that. It's probably a little bit extra, looks like a little extra green paint from somewhere probably in this belt here. Has probably gotten on his crotch a little bit, which I did not realize till I got him in some good light here. The only real panel lining that this Green Arrow has is just in his boots and in his gauntlets a little bit, but the bow is just amazing, which we'll look at that in just a bit. It's got a nice quiver here, and as you can see, look, we actually have arrows that move and arrows that come out. Now these are the arrows that are stationary. They're little flimsy pieces of plastic, which I thought, oh, that would have been cool if all these would have come out, but I think I would have lost a lot of these arrows. But you can see there's an open well here, and he does come with 2 arrows. I'll show you the arrows really quick here. I have an old, he does not come with a stand, but I grabbed one of my old stands so that way he can stand and me not knock him off the table. But he does come with 2 extra little arrows here. Kind of a standard arrow, and it goes right back in his quiver. And like a gas type of an arrow. A nice little accessory, and he can hold them both pretty good. Kind of drop the arrow into his hand there, so he can hold on to it. Kind of set it up like he's going to be stringing up his bow. But something else that I had thought about this figure as we put this in here, I showed the DC-UC figure. A lot of us that have this Green Arrow or the hooded version of this Green Arrow, they were given a lot of the Arrow figures arrows that they can't do anything with. So they've just been kind of sitting around in a little box that I have. So I think you know where I'm going with these. These are approximately the same size arrows. So what do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to give him to this Green Arrow, and he can have them all in his quiver, which I think is a nice extra little feature that kind of makes the figure pop out a little bit. This Green Arrow did come with a boxing glove at the end of it, which I left in the other room, and when I pulled him off the shelf, I did have the boxing glove arrow in this hand, which my wife kind of chuckled at. We'll take a look at the other accessory. The cool accessory that it comes with is the bow, and this is one of the coolest bows that I think I have seen in quite a long time. And it actually has a stringed part that you can pull back, and you, I guess, could technically fire something because it's got a good amount of pull to it. But I think it's a really, really nice accessory. And I'll bring up the DC-UC Green Arrow here again, if I can. I'm trying to get him one-handed off camera. Here's the bow he comes with. What a plain, generic bow. As you can see, there's the arrow attached to it. And DC Collectibles just made a far superior bow and arrow. So this is how you do an accessory like this and give the collectors a little bit of something extra. A lot of the Justice League figures did not come with accessories of any type. I know that was kind of a complaint with some people. Batman didn't come with any batarangs. There was no battery for the Green Lantern figure. Wonder Woman and Cyborg were the only 2 figures that came with accessories. And it was really cool that they gave Green Arrow 2 extra arrows. That, yes, they're tiny and they can be lost, but the quiver you can put arrows into. So if you're somebody like me that does have a DC-UC Green Arrow, the other arrows do fit in here nicely. For the articulation is the same as most of the Justice League figures that we've received up to this point. His head is on a nice little ball joint, gets a good amount of rotation out of it. It's got a little bend in the elbow here. Turn at the bicep, and his arms are on a nice kind of like swivel. see there's a little open area in here, and I've got Superman off to the side here. Most of those joints on the other figures you don't see. So look underneath Superman's arm. Very slightly can you see, but Green Arrow's you can, and they made this a little bit bigger so he can get kind of in his bow posing stance, if you will. So they just increased his arms with just a little bit more than some of the other Justice League figures. So I'm not a big fan of having this open hole under here. So I would generally just kind of have him standing with the bow, but his legs do go up and bend at the knee just like the other figures from the Justice League. So this is a really, really nice looking figure. Kudos to DC Collectibles for making such a good Green Arrow figure. I got him on a little stand here, as he is a little back heavy with his backpack. At least on my table here. Now I have him on a shelf that's up a little bit higher and a little flatter in my room, and he does stand a little bit better. But let's bring up, we'll get this pulled back a little bit, the other Justice League members so you can see him standing with his Justice League counterparts, and he looks really, really good standing with everybody. If I can get everybody up here. We have to do a little bit of a pan here so we can get everybody up on screen, but a definite welcome to the Justice League. So if you are collecting these figures, I think DC Collectibles is really knocking them out of the park, and Green Arrow looks like he could have been part of a 8-pack with the Justice League. So I think I am slowly going to be picking up a lot of these Justice League figures. Not sure about the Simon Baz figure yet, but I know there's going to be a Black Adam, there's a Katana, there's a Catwoman, there's a Vibe. Can you believe we're going to get a Vibe action figure? And like I said, there's a Simon Baz, there's a Joker, there's going to be a Black Adam, a Black Manta. So there's going to be a lot of figures coming out from DC Collectibles of a new 52. So I'm kind of crossing my fingers that we get some more Batman figures here. And of course I do have Robin that I put in here all the time as well. And he looks pretty cool standing next to Green Arrow as well. So today we've been taking a look at Green Arrow. As you can see, he blends very well, and he is sculpted by the same sculptor, by Peter Matthews. Jack Matthews, excuse me, as I'm looking at the box again. And he fits right in with the rest of the Justice League. So I think this is going to be really cool to see what DC Collectibles is going to be doing with the rest of these figures as we continue on through 2013. So today we've been taking a look at the Justice League Green Arrow. Hopefully you guys have dug this, and as always, this is Rob for Rob's Rogues signing off, saying we will see you guys next time.